As I've been seeing then, as I've been saying, we are going to use this entity relationship diagram in order to map it into a relational diagram. So I have copied all the steps as I have told you. Then I'm going to go step by step. So the first step is to map regular entities. The regular entities that we are having here, this is this one, the employee, the department, and also the project. Then the weak entity is dependent. So as we know, then let us go step by step. Let me first start with this one. So I am going to start with mapping regular entities. So let me say the first one is employee. Then in my employee, let me insert a table, something like that. Let me only insert a table like this, only like this, but anyway, there's no problem. So then I am going to put all of these attributes. So the first one is SSN. The second one, it is going to be bdate or birth date. The third one, it is going to be, as you can see here, name is composite. So when you are having composite attribute, the concrete attributes will be written, but the parent attribute, as I can say, will not be written. So it means then here I'll be having my F name, my minute or middle name, then I can have my L name. After this, then you can see that also we are having address, and together I am having salary and also sex. So but here, as you can see, then SSN is primary key is unique, then I need to underline it. I have finished the first one. So as we can see, this is the first. Then the second is not employee, but the second is what? The second, we can come here and map department. So let me go to department relation. So my department is having three attributes, but then in these three attributes we are having one which is multi-valued. We'll be seeing on the steps on the step number 6 how to map a multi-valued attribute. So it means then I will be having here my number and name. So let me say we're having name and together with number, and all of these are primary key. So it means then I need to, yes, all of the remaining, then I'm going to cut them. There's no mean of them. I'm sorry. The remaining columns are going to be cutted. So then this is it. Then the third one, which is an entity, a regular entity, is the one that is called project. Then my project will be having three attributes. The first one is name, number. We're having name, number, and the third one is this one, which is called location. The same, then I need to come here and then delete the remaining attributes because they are not for the project table. So the first step is to map regular entities. Then I have here three entities. So we go to the second step. So the second step, then, it is this one where we are going to map what? Weak entity. So in my weak entity, then here, which entity do we have here which is weak? It is this one which is dependent. When you are going to map weak entity, you will rewrite all these attributes, but the primary key will be the primary key of the parent entity. Then its primary key together with its partial primary key, they will be forming the composite primary key. So then here, let me say that, okay, we are going to have this. Then here, it will not be employee, but it will be what? Dependent. So in my dependent, I will be having SSN, or I can call it ESSN so that we can understand that it is employee SSN together with the name, but the name also will be used as a primary key together with the employee SSN. then I rewrite the remaining attribute. Sex, we are having also birth date, we are having also relationship. What is the relationship with the parent entity? Okay, the second step, then it's over also. So we go to the third step. We are going to map binary relationship. Here, when we say on this binary relationship, we can say then let's start with one-to-one. So in this, you can see that here we are having one-to-one. When there is one-to-one relationship, when there is one-to-one relationship, then the department, because here on the department we need to know who is the manager of department, and also when that department have started to manage this. Then here it means then on my department table I am going to copy this department table, then in here I am going to add a new, let me see, okay, I think it will work. Insert to the right, I'm going to add this, insert again to the right. So here I need to know who is the manager. So this is why here I can say manager SSN. After this I can say okay, as long as then I know the manager, then but here it will not be underlined, not underlined, here also not underlined. Okay, I need also to know when this manager started to manage this department. When did the manager started to manage the department? So as you can see here, then we have this, but this manager SSN, it will be automatically related to the SSN of the employee. So I have finished to mark one-to-one relationship. Then I can go to one-to-many relationship. So usually here, there's some explanations that I can say where the following key will be going when you are having one-to-one relationship. So usually here you will be talking about the participating entity. Then because the participation is managers, then the relationship will be total there to the right side. So then which means then the department will be receiving a foreign key from the employee because of this participation. But then it depends on the authors. But many authors are saying that it is good to choose an entity with total participation. Then where the total participation lays, then is where you put the foreign key. Let me go to map one-to-many. Here we are having one-to-many, and here we're having one-to-many relationship. So then here it means then I am going to map on this one-to-many relationship. I'm going to again okay, on my third step, which is one-to-one, here I have added manager, yes, and the start date. The fourth step is mapping one-to-many. So here then, here we go. I'm going to copy this. After copying this, then I am going to paste it here. It is the one that I'm going then to deal with. So first of all, we had this, and also sex. So then we can see that an employee manages other employees. So in the employee, then we need to know who is the employee or the supervisor. So then here I need to add a new column to the right. Then here I will be saying then who is the supervisor SSN. What is the SSN of the supervisor? Who is supervising this? Then here again you can see that here again we are having here one to many. This one to many again, so usually the foreign key will be going where many is at the many side. So it means then here on the department we are having one to many employee, which means then here employee will again receive a new column which is called, for example, D number. And D number means the department number. So here as we can see the many side is on employee, but this department number will usually be coming from where? It will be coming from department. Are we together? Yes. Then again here we can see that again we are having another one to many here, so between the department and project. So it means then here I need to come here and I take my project table. Then I paste it here. So it means then on the project I need to have the department number. Again here I need to come and add a new right column. So here I write the number, which means the department should receive the department number. So then here, sorry, not the department but the project. So but this DN or department number will be coming from department. Then as you can see, a project will be having DNR or department number. Why? Because here N or many is on project side. So we go to this fifth step, which is mapping many to many. Usually when you map many to many, you'll be creating a what we call cross relational table. Then here, as you can see here, we are having many to many. Then it means this works on, it should be a table. And this table will be having the primary key from employee and project together with this specific attribute, which is hour. So means then here, I need to come here and then let me copy this so that I can edit. Going to copy this. After copying, then I'm going to let me just call this like on. So here then the employee SSN together with what? With the project number, or what I can call PNO. Let me only write here P number will be the primary key for this new table. But also these hours should be known as a specific attribute for this new table. So we finished with the fifth step. So the sixth step is to map a multi-valued attribute. When you are going here, as you can see here, we are having location, which is multi-valued attribute. So then this location also for the multi-valued attribute, it will be having also its own table. Then this table will be having a name. So let me say that, for example, here, let me show you then how we're going to do it. So it will be also a relation, and this relation will be let me call it depth loc, which means depth location or department location. Then it will be having the primary key of this parent table, and its attribute itself, it will also be an attribute. So it means then here we'll be having then here department number dno, and also here we'll be having another attribute which is called dlocation. Let me call it dlocation. So what do we mean by that? So usually then here, why do we mean by that and why do we write this? It is because each and every department can have many locations. As we can say, let me say for example, we are having marketing department, but we can have the marketing department from Remera, the marketing department from Nyabugogo, the marketing department from town. So means then we can have too many values for this department. So, but there's another department that, for example, can be only at Remera, not everywhere. So it means then here we need to keep track to do all of these locations. As you can understand then we need to have many values of the department. So step number 7 usually then it will not be there. But here on, as we can see, we are having this new department, works on, project, employee, department, and dependent. So these are our new relations. So as long as then you go further, you go to the higher level, then your table will be changing. As you can see here, we are having here employee table, but here also we had an employee table. Which one are we going to consider? We'll be considering this new one from the high level of mapping. So then after everything, this is what we were doing. So then after everything, you'll be having something like this. You'll be having your ER diagram and your relational database. But here I have added this flash, these lines to show you this ESSN. It means it's coming from SSN from employee. So it is a foreign key. So then we can go to the 7th step. So to the 7th step, because on our ERD we didn't had anything to do with what we call null relationship, because it will be talking about null relationships. Then here, a null relationship, usually it is a relationship. Here we only have binary relationship. We only had binary relationship. Why? As you can see here, it is the relationship between 1 and 2 entities. But in a relationship, it will be a relationship between more than 2 entities. So then what do we do then here? So usually when you're having a relationship, then this will be a relation, this will be a relation, and this will be a relation. But also the relationship also will be a relation. So what do we mean by here? So what do I mean by here? So here, as you can see, let me also map it as it is. So here, when you go like here, so we can say that, okay, on this null relationship, we will be having the first table, which is supply. Let me call it supplier. The second, let me say, oh, come on, let me copy this. The second, which is project, the third, which is part, and the fourth, which is the relationship. So it means then here, the first one will be supplier. The second one will be what? Let me increase it. The second one will be, let me say, part. The third one will be project. And the fourth one will be what? The fourth one will be a supply. So then here, what are we going to see then here? The supplier will be having S name. Nothing like that, more than that. Let me delete this. So it means then here we'll be having what we can call S name. Then on my part, we'll be having part number. Nothing else. So here the project, my project, not project, I'm sorry, supplier, yes, project will be having pronoun. There's no other column or other attribute. So then here on supply, how are we going to map supply? Supply will be having this one, all the primary keys from regular entities. It means this one, S name, its number, proname, and here we'll be adding what? Here we'll be adding another column, which is the other specific column, or what we call specific column, which is what? Quantity. So it means then here we'll be having another column which is quantity. So this is how then we map in a relationship. Then here we can ask ourselves then, okay, how then do we map EER? So usually here we can first see how do we map specialization or generalization, and how do we map union type. So then here, when you are going to map this EER, or extended entity relationship diagram, then each concrete class or entity will become a relation. What do we mean? I don't know whether in here we are having something like this. Let me see whether we have one. Okay, all of this we've started them, but I wanted even just to show then how do we have this and how, what is that. Okay, like here, so here we are having here part, but in part we are having manufactured part and purchased part. As we have said here, let me say for example we are going to map this. If we are going to map like this, how are we going to proceed? So we are having three ways to map this. We are having three, but then the best one from these three, it is this one for mapping each and every concrete entity as a relation. So it means then here we'll be having the first relation, like here we can have this relation, and the relation is called manufactured part, manufactured part, and the second one, it can be what? The second one, it can be purchased part, purchased part. So in manufactured part, it will be having all, let me say here, part number, P number, and also together with what? With description. So this is then you put then these ones, drawing number, another one it will be batch number, another one it will be manufacturer date, manif date, let me call it manif date. So you can see then we are having, okay, let me add this so that it will not be showing this red. So here as you can see we are having manufactured part, but this manufactured part, it will be having the attribute, the general attribute, together with the specific attribute. The same thing as there on the supply name or list or something, on purchased part. On purchased part, the same, I will be having this. And then here, I will be having the supplier name, and together with the list price. So as you can see then here, the same applies to this. The same applies to this. So this is how then you can map EER for specialization and generalization. This is the first methodology of doing it, but we can have the second methodology that many people are using. Then let me copy everything like this. So I'm going to show you then the second methodology that is preferred by some people. Let me write second methodology. So then here, how will the second methodology be done? So the first thing that they are going to do usually, it is to create another table. Here the way everything is done, they will create a table here, and that table of them will be called part. So then in part it will be having part number this as the same, and also the description, only this. Then we delete this. The second table will be this table, but only what you include is only the primary key of the superclass. So it means then description will not be known here. You cut it here, and also description will not be known here. So it depends then which methodology seems to be good to you, and also explain your question. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Then if you are having any comment or any question, you can then still answering the questions via your comments on YouTube. Remember, every question that you ask, then I will be right there to answer the question very immediately. My YouTube channel is called Eric Gwiza. The second one is Gwiza Tutorials. You can go to any. All of them, they are online, and all the videos are pasted to both. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching. See you.